As the school year comes to a close in Greater West Bloomfield, that means the seniors who've been making such an impact all year long are saying goodbye to West Bloomfield and heading off to college. One person making that jump is someone who's been a notable help for the West Bloomfield School District, as he has been their photographer for many of the district's high-profile events. I'm talking, of course, about Ari Saperstein, who joins us right now on The Splash Live to talk about his time working with the West Bloomfield School District. Ari, good morning.
Good morning. Thank you, Jake.
Absolutely. Really happy to have you with us. And we've crossed paths quite a bit from some of the big events that have taken place throughout the West Bloomfield School District as of late. And you've been there capturing all of the magic as their photographer. What first sparked your interest in photography, and how did that evolve during your time at West Bloomfield High School?
For me, photography has always been a thing of how can I document things and preserve things for the future. And a perfect way of doing that, especially in the high school environment, is that many of these students do these activities and are never seen for them. So being able to highlight them in a way that's it shows them in a better light, I think is very important. And I think that's why it draws me to photography.
Awesome. That's certainly right. Lots of big moments that happen every single day throughout the high school experience. And if you're watching on Civic Center TV right now, you can see some of the photos that Ari has taken throughout his time with the West Bloomfield School District, all of which look incredible. What was your most memorable photo assignment or project as a student photographer, and why does it stand out to you?
I think the biggest one is covering football for 2 seasons. It's about a 6-month photo project for both seasons. Spending countless hours at practices, every game, just hanging out with the team and capturing every moment, showing that these students aren't just athletes, but they also have camaraderie, and everything off the field is what I cover. And I think for me, it was the most rewarding experience, and I'm very proud of my work from the football season.
You should be very proud. And looking at every single one of these photos, you can see just like you can read the lines of what's taking place in these photos. You can see the emotions. You can see the feelings of unity throughout every single one of these students. And it's such a great thing to see. And Ari, how did your photography work impact your connection to the school community?
For me, I tell people this all the time. It's like a passport to everything. I can go from out on a football field to the theater to community events, and it allows me to do so much and relate to the community in a different way than just, many of these students just play a sport. But for me, I'm able to hop around, and it's not very stagnant. And I think it's impacted me in the way of I get to see a lot, and then I can make my opinions around things that I see.
That's right. And I think it's safe to say that with a position like this, no 2 days are exactly the same. You're always seeing something different every single day. And with a job like this, I'd imagine you've had some help along the way. Did you have any mentors, like teachers or advisors or peers, who've helped shape your creative path?
The biggest network I've had is other photojournalists. A big one that is I consider my mentor is Jake May. He's the staff photographer at M Live in Flint. And so oftentimes it's a matter of getting on a Zoom call with him and going through my work, and he breaks it down. Hey, what am I doing wrong? What am I doing right? And just learning from others is important, and not just relying on friends and family to let you know that they'll always tell you that your work is good. So someone that can criticize you and make sure that you're putting your best foot forward for the next day, I think is really important.
That's right. That constructive criticism is crucial, as you want to learn how to grow, and you want to have something that you can use to propel yourself to the next level. For those just joining us right now on the Splash Live, I'm talking with the West Bloomfield School District's student photographer, Ari Saperstein, talking about his experiences as the student photographer for the school district as he's leaving West Bloomfield and heading off to college for the 2025 year. Now, Ari, how do you think your time behind the camera has helped you grow, not just as an artist, but as a person?
For me, I think, and I expressed this a little bit earlier, was that it allows me to see so much. And that's a really, really valuable thing that I've been able to see. Obviously, no one has the same background that we all have. And to highlight people's backgrounds, to learn from people's backgrounds, has allowed me to become much more open-minded about people, and I think it's a valuable thing that I've been able to take out of my photography.
I love that. And those are very powerful things to take with you as you're heading off to the next level, as you're heading off to college. What are your college plans, Ari, and do you intend to continue pursuing photography in any way?
So next year I'll be attending Michigan State University for packaging. Um, I know packaging is not a photography degree, but I do plan on continuing it in some capacity, whether that's working potentially for the state news or working for another publication, doing a similar thing that I did for West Bloomfield.
Nice. Michigan State, an amazing school, an alumni of our very own Tyler Kieft, of course, and an alumni of some members of my family, including my sibling Freddie. Great. Best of luck to you in that. And I do have a question. What advice would you give to other students at West Bloomfield High School who are interested in exploring photography or creative arts?
My big thing is just get out there and just do it. For me, it was a matter of just getting a hold of a camera and just starting to photograph, and then I figured it out from there. The benefit is we have so many opportunities at our high school, and we're such a large program that you can just hop in anywhere, and people want photos. So just go take photos, go learn. If they're not great, they'll get better, and just get out there and continue doing it.
That's right. All it takes is just a little bit of exposure. See what he did there? But Ari, thank you so much for joining us today here on the Splash Live. I got one more quick question before we wrap things up. Looking back at your time with West Bloomfield High School, what will you miss most, and what are you most excited about going forward?
I think the biggest thing I'll miss is all the relationships and connections I've made through my work. It's allowed me to, be in a wide range of situations, whether it's on a football team or behind the scenes for theater. And a lot of those kids tend not to mix, but for me, it was a matter of, I became friends with a lot of them and close with a lot of them. So all the relationships and connections I've built related to around my work is what I'm going to miss. And then as far as the future, I'm just going to continue to take that same mindset, right? Just taking, building relationships related to my work, and continuing to explore the world through photography.
Well, I can't wait to see what's to come in the future. Ari, thank you so much for joining us today here on the Splash Live.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.